Hey guys, today we're going to be cooking egg roll Philly cheesesteaks. Now it's my way and I'm going to try it out. So I'm going to tell you everything that I'm going to put in these egg roll Philly cheesesteaks. I've been wanting to do this. I've seen a couple people make it and I'm like, I want one, I want to make it. So today I'm going to show you. I'm going to take my double burner out and we're going to do it. Also we're going to try in Ninja as well because you know I want to be fancy and try that out. But I'm just going to go over everything I got going on, and then on top of that I'm going to get straight into it. So let's get down and let's do it. Okay, so you can go get the steak cut ups, but I got the steakums because you know I want to make this video simple, sweet, but we're going to still pack it with a bunch of flavors. So I got the steakums. And then also I got the egg roll wraps. I got the big ones. So they have like smaller ones than this, but I got these. So we're gonna air fry them and we're gonna deep fry them to see how that turns out. The two different type of cheese that I end up getting to try this out was the queso cheese right here, and then also I got the white sharpe cheddar. I love this, and this is a thick cut. If I never tried it, go to Myers, test that out. Also I cut up a couple of my bell peppers and onions, just regular bell pepper onion situation, and then I got a couple seasonings I'm gonna throw in here so we can get it popping. I got extra virgin olive oil I sprayed my pan with. I have a little bit of butter. It's unsalted because we're gonna use some salt. I'm not for sure if I want to do steak sauce to season it, or I'm gonna put a little dash of Worcestershire sauce in here. How many times can y'all say that right? Okay. And then I'm going to add a little dash of this buttery steak house, okay, from Kinder's. I love this. If you have not tried it, they're not sponsoring me, but baby, this is one of my top favorites that I love to use. And then also I'm going to do a little dash of the buttery garlic and herbs, okay. So if you don't have this, just get you some steak seasoning, put it in there, do your thing. Now this is how I'm going to make mine. I have not had this. I want to try it. It's been looking so good and delicious, and hopefully I get a good pull. So let's get right into it. Nothing but to do it. We're about to eat dinner tonight. Alright guys, so I was showing you how to make the video live on the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. So I just transitioned over here and I'm changing positions because I feel like when I make a video, I want the video to look a certain way when I'm cooking it and recording it, and I should be able to do that if I transition on how I'm going to cook stuff. So we're on the stove top right now, and I'm going to just show you how I made these egg rolls and show you like in a better form and a better fashion. So right now all it is, put some tablespoon of butter in here, and I have bell pepper, onions. I have green bell pepper and a white onion. I diced it up. In the other video I sliced them up, in this one I'm dicing it. So if you've seen the live, I am cooking the same food just a different way so that we all can enjoy it. So I'm dicing it up. I'm going to make sure it's cooked and translucent. Once that's translucent and cooked, I'm going to go ahead and add our steakums, which I showed y'all earlier the ingredients, and I'm going to put 4 slices of the steakums in here. I'm going to season it with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to use a little bit of the seasonings that I was telling you about that I liked in the other video, which is the Kinder's seasoning. It's the butter steak and the steakhouse, and we're going to use that as well. I'm just going to let this cook, and then I'm going to add a little bit of this seasoning in there with the butter steak seasoning as well. And then we're going to go ahead and put the rest of our ingredients together to make this. So cook this first, and then we'll move on to the second part. Alright, now we're going to add the steakums in there. You can add your own steak bites in there if you like, or you can go ahead and buy these. I think there's a more reasonable, and you get a lot out of it. So yeah. And I should have let this sit out a little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in there just like so. And my stove is clean, so we're going to go ahead and add that in there. Okay. And I'm going to let this cook down. Once the meat turns brown and we have it chopped up to a nice consistency, I'm going to go ahead and add my Worcestershire sauce in there and my seasonings that I was telling you about earlier. So we're going to add that in there. And we're going to add that in there. Let this cook and get brown. And then after this is cooked and it gets brown and it tastes wonderful to our seasonings and liking, then I'm going to go in and add the cheese, and I'm going to show you the cheese that we're going to be cooking. So let this cook down. Alright, so now we have this cooked. If you need to, you can drain it. I only put a tablespoon of unsalted butter in here, and then I put the steak of meat in there. I don't think the steak of meat got a lot of fat in there, but I still drain it because it was giving off greasy content. So just drain it. So I'm going to use this cheese. It's going to be the white sharpe cheddar. I see people use mozzarella, they use provolone, but I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use queso. Because queso, the one I have, has flavor to it, and I just like this because it got like a strong, like, pungent taste if you know about cheese. And then I'm going to cut the stovetop off, and I'm going to give me a nice little handful of this cheese. And I like this cheese because you see how thick it's cut. Now, if you have the block cheese or you grate your own cheese, that's cool too. And then this is the second one either. And again, I'm just going to put a handful of cheese in there as well. Now, all you're going to do is cut the stovetop off. You want to mix this up. Make sure that all your meat has cheese in it and the cheese has melted. And then over here, what you see, I have the egg roll wraps. And the egg roll wraps, I just got them from the store. It just depends on what store you go to. I went to Kroger and they had them in like the vegetarian aisle. And this is the rolls that I got right here. So I'm gonna see how many I can make out of this. On the live video, I made 5 of them right here today. I'm not even sure because I used, I think, a little bit more meat than this on live, but we're gonna see. And then I want to try to roll them really nice. So this time what I'm gonna do is roll them. I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator, let them sit, clean up, and then we're gonna get our grease hot. On the live, I just rolled them and threw them in the grease, y'all. I threw them in the grease. So after you get it all mixed and blended up like this, we have our egg roll wraps right here, and then I'm going to just turn them diagonal so I can get them ready. I have a little bit of water right here so that I'm able to seal the ends with water. You can seal them with whatever you like, and then I'm going to get me a nice, look at that pool. That's a nice little pool. That's what I'm looking for, y'all. A nice little pool. And I'm just gonna put it in the middle. I'm gonna try to get about, I don't know, I'm gonna see how many I can get. Now, I am not a pro at rolling these. If you're a pro at rolling them, let me know. So I'm gonna take the ends and put them in first. That's what I seen. That's what I seen. And I was trying not to make them so little, like compact. So I'm gonna try to make it look a certain way. Today we're gonna make it aesthetically pleasing. Unlike yesterday, it was not aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, and then I'm going to take the roll, this side, and I'm going to pinch it in and put it like that. Now, if you like to roll yours a certain way, you can do that as well. I was even contemplating on making them like, you know how you make the one rolls when they do like the what is it? Darn it. The crab ragoons. I was gonna even try to do that, y'all. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and roll these up like so, and then I'm gonna sit them in the refrigerator, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna put them in the grease. So you can use canola grease, vegetable oil grease. It's really up to you what kind of grease you want to use. I'm gonna use vegetable oil grease. I know you can use grapeseed oil. In the past I have used that, but I mean we are already eating like, you know, we enjoying ourselves. So at this point I'm not going to use like my good grapeseed oil for this, okay? Alright, so we're going to do that, roll it, and then I am going to let these sit in the refrigerator for just a little bit so that they are ready to be fried in the grease. And then once I come back, I'm going to have them all ready for you. So far too, I think I can make 6 of them. So we're going to make 6 of them, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now at this point you want to make sure your grease is hot, and we're going to go ahead and put this into the grease. And I did let these sit in the refrigerator while I cleaned up and everything, so the grease is hot and ready. Now, from your first one to your last one is going to look totally different because you got to get your grease together. It doesn't take nothing but at least 30 seconds on each side. Y'all see I dropped this in here and I've been talking to y'all. flip, flip, that's it, okay? 30 seconds on each side. You take about a minute to cook. Once the minute's over with, take them out, because if you let them get too dark and brown, it's going to be real hard and crispy. Look how golden crispy that is. That's beautiful. Get your paper towel, sit them on the paper towel, and go about your day. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these other two up, but I'm going to show you how these look. And if you got a bigger pot, you can put more in the pot, but I don't have a real big pot because I was trying to be like not use too much grease, because I don't do a lot of frying over here. So in order for me to reserve what I have, I just use a little pan. But if you have a big one, or if you have a big deep fryer, you can do that as well. The deep fryer will get these done real fast, but we don't need to rush. We don't need to rush. And I got one more we need to cook, okay? I'm just gonna slide that in there for you, and then I'm gonna show you how they look. Alright, I gotta keep an eye on that one because it's gonna go real fast. So this is how they look. This is my first one getting the grease together from my last one, and again, you just need 30 seconds. So this is how they look. Now I'm gonna cut it open and show y'all. If you want, you can put like a little dipping sauce on the side. The dipping sauce is really good if you get like a sweet sauce. But if you don't want a sweet sauce, you don't have to get a sweet sauce. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move that grease from my pan, and I am going to show y'all the egg rolls. Okay, so let's move over here so you can see what they look like. Now you can get the true blue color of what the egg rolls look like right there. Okay, and then I made a cheese one, and then I just made one of the Philadelphia ones. And then when you open it up, look at that. We got the red cup in the way. We need to move that. And then you open it up, and this is what it looks like. Now you put more cheese to get a nice cheese pool, or you can do it like that. Focus. Alright, and these are really delicious and good. Alright, I'll catch y'all next time.